I got the same setup as before, my 3 boxes and also already the input field, which is bound to this color property with two-way data binding. Now I showed you how to use classes, CSS classes, how to attach and detach them, and how to select them both either by having key value pairs with name and condition, or just the name of the class. Here, I want to show you how you can directly interact with the styles attached to an element, so you don't have to use classes necessarily. Let's say you only want to change the style, and let's say you want to change the color. Well, then it is as easy as binding to style, and then, as a JavaScript object, the key is the style you want to bind to, background color. Now note, this will not work, you have to enclose it either in single quotation marks, because the dash is not a valid character in a property name, or remove the single quotation marks, remove the dash, and use camel case syntax, background color, like this. With that, the value then is color, this property. If I now save this, I can change this to green, and you see, I can now set it directly like this. And of course, again, the source of this value doesn't matter. I use an input here because it's the easiest for us to edit, but that could also be the result of an asynchronous task, of a calculation, whatever. As before, you don't have to pass the object like this. You could also set up your style object here. So again, since I want to use this color, I'll set up a computed property, and I'll name it my style, which will be a function, as all computed properties are, where I return an object, since I expect an object in my style binding. Here I will set background color, camel case, important, bind this to this color, and I also want to be able to input the width, let's say. So here I'll also bind to width. Let's add this new property here, set it to 100 initially. And then here, I will easily set this by setting the width to, and now this width plus pixels to convert it into a pixel value which is needed for the style. With that, I can now refer to this new object here to set style equal to my style to this computed property. And if I save this, you see I can now change the width of this second block as well as the color, as I set it up as a computed property here just because it's depending on other properties. And I set it as a new object, which allows me to directly bind to this object here. So that is really the same as it worked with classes, but here focused on individual styles. And I think it's easy to imagine how easy you could create a progress bar by dynamically adjusting the width as we do here.